Good morning, guys. Dave in Kentucky. Here for a shave, have some coffee, and I just want to ask your help for something. So, looking for some help. So, those of you that are only viewing the video for like 5 minutes, maybe you're fast forwarding to sections or stuff, stick with me at least on this video because I want to present an issue that popped up on the forum and get some input, maybe some ideas, bounce some things around. Give me an idea how we can fix something or have a solution for something. Okay, so we'll get to that, but I'm going to focus on, first of all, soap I have is one from my father-in-law that passed away. It's a vintage Adoration brush in just great shape. He stuck a knot in it. It's a little floppy, probably like a silver tip or best or something like that, but still a gorgeous brush. I love Florida water as an aftershave, and I'll just use it with whatever soap sometimes, but I saw recently on the forum and someone had used a Mystic Water soup, which soap, used a Mystic Water soap. And I've not had a Mystic Water in a while. I like their soaps. Some people have trouble lathering them. They give instructions, actually says use warm or cool, not hot water. So too hot a water, you might have trouble getting the lather. But anyway, they'd come out with a Florida water soap by Mystic Water. So I had to grab that, very reasonably priced and good quality products. So give them a try. A nice variety of scents, good scents as well. This one, off the tub, to me, it's very close to the Florida water. The Florida water seems a little more citrusy. Versus the Florida water is a little more on the spicy side, but it may open up as I use it. Okay. The other thing we're using is we have a vintage, I would think, Wizamet blade from Poland that we are using. I think this is its third or fourth shave, can't remember. On loan to me by Mike, D-Town Vino. Appreciate very much his support of the channel and helping me be able to try some razors. This one's supposed to be on the mild side. It's the Yaqi Ghost 0.70 titanium. I think it's only available in 0.7 configuration. Anyway, so mild and yet fairly efficient. We'll discuss that when we get into it. But let's go ahead and let's wet the face and start lathering up. So, situation on a shave forum. I should take the lid off the tub here. What you'll see on a shave forum, one of the things, a benefit of a shave forum is the camaraderie, discussing products and things, in those sections of the forum. But the buy-sell trade gives you an opportunity to get gentlemanly pricing and so forth. The forum I'm on has a caveat that you are not allowed to discuss pricing in the actual listing, which makes sense because they can get derailed very quickly. And so there's not supposed to be any discussion of pricing in the listing. You have to take that to private message and discuss. If you think someone's charging too much or whatever, which is subjective to the individual, how much they need to get out of it is based on what its value is, what the market shows, what people are willing to pay, and what they need out of it, what they paid for it, perhaps. But that kind of hamstrings individuals when you have ones, because every forum has individuals that aren't actual members. I mean, they're signed on, they're a member, quote unquote, because they're signed on and have a screen name and everything. But they never engage in anywhere except on the buy-sell trades. That's fine, I pop in on one or two other forums occasionally just to see if there's anything for sale. Not often, but some people just solely use the buy-sell trade, and that's fine too. But some people will turn the buy-sell trade into their little private enterprise. And the term of flippers is thrown around sometimes because that's what they do. They'll buy things at a reasonable price on the forum because you're selling something and trying to benefit other members, give them a fair price, right? then they take that exact same item and repost it for a much higher value. What they think they can get. So that can kind of run under the radar for a while. But recently there's been a nice member that's reducing, excuse me. I wanted to clean off dry that. Nice member reducing a very large den that he has. Some things that have actually been just sitting on a shelf, never used, brushes and things. And I've bought some of them. And so I've been watching because he's methodically going through a huge collection and posting so much at a time, you know, like 4 brushes, a couple razors or whatever, and waits until that's, you know, handled, and then he'll post some more. Well, there's a member, quote unquote, that as soon as he sees that, he's, I'll take them, PM me, private message me, and buy them up because they're reasonably priced, very reasonably priced, because the gentleman's trying to move some things, plus give active members an opportunity for a good deal. For example, buying up all these brushes that he had that were $100, and as soon as they arrive at his house, less than a week later, they're back on the buy, sell, trade, exact same thing, same condition, never used or anything, for $150. So how do you call everybody's attention to that? Because not everybody notices it. In fact, the seller didn't even realize it. In the thread, or you could say, hey, weren't these just $100 last week and now they're $150 from you after you get them? But that's not, you know, that's what took place. And of course, once people realized, because it was brought to their attention, the thread went south quickly, unfortunately. So, well, not really unfortunately. He's not able to sell those at this point, I would think. But that was just the first batch of everything he's going to be coming out with that he's buying up before actual members have an opportunity to get a good deal. So he's inflating prices basically and turned the buy, sell, trade thread into his private enterprise. So how do you stop someone like that if you're not able to, in my mind, and this would be a headache for the moderators to kind of control, because if you start saying, well, you can't challenge pricing, but how do you point out that somebody is just flipping products for profit without indicating how much this was before and what you're charging for it now, literally when it arrived at your home? It's not that you purchased something, decided, hey, this isn't for me, and then you posted it. So there you go. I'm presenting that to you. I wanted to get that out in the very beginning for those that don't watch the video all the way through. And I want to get your thoughts. I mean, how would you handle something like that in a reasonable way? I know it's extra work for the moderators and things, but, you know, it kind of ruins the forum and the benefit of the forum if the buy, sell, trade ends up being a business for somebody and you don't get the opportunity at reasonable prices from each other. So how do you handle that in a way that's not too much work for the moderators, but hey, that's what their job is. They're supposed to moderate the entire forum, and that's more than just putting out fires. That's trying to manage the forum and keep it functioning well for those that are actually contributing to it and helping it to grow. So, and this all started, I think, back when Wolfmans were being resold and people were questioning the pricing and so forth. But anyway, so there's the conundrum. You tell me. what can you do? If anything, maybe there's no answer. So I don't know how much the camera is picking up of the feedback of the razor. It is extremely mild. It is a brainless shave. But it gives feedback. To me, the sweet spot where it actually cuts is very narrow, and the feedback is what helps you to know whether you're still on the mark of the angle and not lost the angle and you're actually cutting. I find, and I tend to go over and over spots when I shave. I'm trying to get as close as possible because I can and it doesn't irritate, and I like a close shave if I'm going to shave. I know that's a debate of some. Should everybody try to do that? Not necessarily. If you're having trouble getting it without irritation, then fine. But I don't need my stubble coming back in a few hours. I know there was recently a video out saying that that's a myth, chasing BBS. You shouldn't do it. Just get a comfortable shave. Well, some people can, you know, that's a blanket statement, and there's too many variables for too many different people with different hair and skin type and technique and etc. Some people can chase BBS, get it regularly, and do it without irritation or problems. So to say that's a myth and you shouldn't do it is ridiculous. That's my feelings on that. And I'm entitled to my opinion. Let me get a little more coffee. This razor, while very nice and very reasonably priced, obviously, it's Yaqi for titanium. It may be perfect for some. I don't think it's for me. But I saw enough people raving about it on the forum that it had me curious. And so again, thank you, Mike, for giving me the opportunity to be able to try it. And no, that's not for me. Because when you read the forum and you see everybody else going on and on, or it's in their Shave of the Days, you start thinking, I wonder if that'd be a good one for me. It's reasonably priced, right? It's not for me. And even though I tend to go over and over a spot to get it where I want it, even with more aggressive razors, this one just requires too much and would lead to irritation because of how much I'd have to go over. Now I think they have a Yaqi Ghost with a 0.9 blade gap. I don't know if that changes the exposure any to where it would be more efficient. Just giving it more gap isn't going to give it more efficiency unless it adds to the exposure. And is it still comfortable then? I don't know, but that's only available in stainless steel. So that's a question mark still. So there's thoughts on the razor, because I'm going to get this sent on to, I believe, Mike's brother is the person it's going to next. And he may be the keeper of it at that point. I'm not sure. He likes milder razors, and this may be a good one for him. So I'll be getting this out to him hopefully Monday morning. Again, thank you, Mike. Shout out to you. He's commented at times. Love this brush. It's a floppy one. You can see the shape of it there. The soap, it's a light scent to it. And so it can pass for a match for Florida water. Like I said, it's lighter and a little less spicy than the Florida water is. This stuff is just great. Love it. And nice to have a soap that is close to it. That scent just is powerful on the aftershave and nice. I don't even think it's called an aftershave. What is it? For external use only. It's called a cologne actually instead of an aftershave. So maybe that's why it's so strong, huh, Dave? Anyway, there you have it. We have the Florida water soap from Mystic Water. No problem at all with the lather. Getting it to lather. And I don't use a real hot water, but I'm not a cold water shaver by any means. It's kind of in the middle of the road. No trouble getting the lather out of it. And match that with the Murray and Lanman Florida water. Yaqi Ghost 0.7. Mild, effective, just not effective enough for me to last long enough for the shave. And that's my third use of it today. And the Adoration handle with a newer either silver tip or Best Badger knot in it. So 17.5 minutes. And the Conundrum on the forum. Give me your thoughts on that. If you've fast forwarded to the end and you missed my intro on my question, go back, check that out. So I know not everybody watches it all the way through, and understandable. A lot of video out there, and people have limited amount of time. But thank you for viewing. Appreciate you guys that are regular viewers and commenters. But hoping everybody can give us some thoughts on what could correct that on the forum. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Dave in Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.